Hello friends, today I am recording a video to explain all the PMP exam formulas. As a project manager, you need to know how much money is left with you or how much money has been given to you to complete the project. What is the schedule? How much time do you have? What are the milestones? Are you getting the value earned for a particular duration of work you're getting done? Are you on track? Are you off track? So all these things are very important for you to complete the project. To know these things, our PMBOK gives you a lot of formulas to understand what are the variations, what are the indexes, what are the estimates you need to know, what rate is a project going on. So you need to understand this formula. It also covers close to 7 to 8 problems in your PMP examination. So it will help you understand and solve many problems. This video explains all the formula that are there in PMBOK for your PMP examination. Let's get started. It is going to be a little lengthy video, maybe 15 to 20 minutes. Just bear with me so that I can explain the concepts also to you. Okay, so agenda for this video, we have got abbreviations, we have got all the formulae, we have got explanations, some examples. We have some memory tips over here for you to remember the formulae. There are some sigma values and then there's a summary sheet. Right, so you get to know all of these formulae in this video. To begin with, some abbreviations. So you've got planned value. Planned value is like what had you planned to complete in X number of days, and if you have completed that, you'll actually earn that value. If you're falling short, then you're behind the planned value. If you're faster, you're ahead of the planned value. Earned value is like you plan to do work of say 10 days and earn a value of that 10 days of work. Now in that 10 days, if you just completed say 8 days of work, your earned value is just 80%. Okay, so client is going to just pay you for the 80%. So actual cost is the amount of money you have actually spent for that 10-day work in which you have completed 8 days of work only in 10 days, and the cost you have spent is for 10 days, then your actual cost is under what you have done. So it's like you're in a problem over here, so you spend more money and you just got the work done for 80%. That's your actual cost. Budget at completion is the dedicated amount of budget given by the project, by the sponsor, to you to complete the project. Let's say he gives you like $5,000 for a 2-month project for 2 resources. That's the budget. Now if you extend the project by 2 weeks, then you don't have the budget, then you need to look into the reserves. That's the budget at completion. Estimate at completion is like, let's say you were given a 100-day project. After 50 days you ran short of funds, you have spent like 70% of the funds, and now you think, I think so I need more funds to complete the remaining 50 days of work. Okay, at that time you forecast and say, okay, I need more money. So estimates come when you have going to forecast things. That's your estimate at completion. Estimate to complete is like the amount of time, or it's usually the cost. Okay, the amount of cost remain. Let's say you expense 80% of the cost, only 20% more. That's your estimate to complete. Variance at completion is like the differences between the budget at completion and the estimate at completion. To complete performance index is at what rate can you complete the project given that cost being used by the budget value or the estimate value. So these are some of the abbreviations you'll see in the future slides. Let's go ahead. Earned value. Earned value is the percentage completed into budget at completion. Let's say you have done a project with 80% completion of the work and the budget of the project was say $1,000. So what is the earned value? 80 by 100 into 1,000. So it's like $800. So this is the earned value of the work completed. That's the earned value. It's what value you have earned by delivering your services. Now if it is in time, you're good. If it is you're falling back, then it's bad. Okay, remember this. So there's some example. So 10 days work and $1,000. This is what you say. So like say day 0 and day 10, and you've got $0 on first 0 day, and you're going to give $1,000 on last day. Now what happens? The question says 40% work completed in 4 days. So 0, $1,000, and then day 0, day 10. So 40% work completed in 4 days. So budget completed so much. So what is the earned value? 40 by 100 into budgeted completion 1,000. So you have earned $400. So that's your earned value over here. So which are good. 40% work completed in 4 days. This is what we expect to do. So it will be 100% completed in 10 days. Okay, let's move ahead. Cost variance. Variance is something, let's say you plan to do something in 10 days and you completed that in say 8 days. Okay, there is a variance of 2. So in variance there is always a minus sign. Okay, remember that whenever variance comes, cost variance or schedule variance, you will see a minus sign, and every time it is taking the earned value into consideration. Always EV comes first and AC is the actual cost. Let me show you an example here. So let's say you've got this work, you need to do a 10-day assignment and 4 days of work cost you, okay, 0, 4, 10, and you've got like $0. It's costing you $500 with a budget of $1,000. Okay, now what is the earned value in 4 days work? You have actual cost that you have spent is $500. Actual cost is $500. And what is the earned value in 4 days? How much work have you completed? You have completed 40% of the work. 40% of the work is 40 by 100 into 1000. So it's going to be $400. $400. Now your cost variance is negative. So you are actually overused your budget. Okay, so you need to go and ensure that you get this $100 from somewhere else now. Go and check with your reserves and get that. So that's your cost variance. Then remember these things, very important for your PMP examination. A cost variance of 0 is your project is on track. A cost variation of positive, you're under budget, means you have got like more earned value and less actual cost. A cost variance negative is over budget. So these 3 scenarios are very important for you for your PMP examination as well as for your regular project management. Next, cost performance index. Cost performance index is the rate at which the project is proceeding. So it's divided, it's like earned value divided by actual cost. So in cost variance you had earned value minus actual cost. In cost performance you have earned value divided by actual cost. Always remember earned value comes first, and for cost variance it's always actual cost. 2 times we get cost over here. It's easier for you to remember the formula. Let's see an example. Okay, in a 10-day assignment 60% of the work, so let's say 60% of the work is completed and it's costing them $500. This is the actual cost. Okay, and a budget of $1,000. So what is the CPI? CPI is the earned value. So earned value is 60%. 60 by 100 into 1000. So it's going to be $600. $600 divided by actual cost is 500. This is going to be 1.2. So that is good. So you're positive, means you're having more funds. So it's greater than 1, so you don't have to worry. Okay, let's see this situation here. If CPI is equal to 1, you are on budget. CPI less than 1, you're over budget. You have utilized more money and done less work. CPI greater than 1, you're under budget. You have still more money to complete that. Please remember this. So as I told you, CV is equal to EV minus AC, and CPI is EV by AC. Let's go ahead to schedule variance. So schedule variance is rate at which the project is moving, how many days. So in schedule variance, the change is you get a planned value. In cost variance, you had actual cost. Cost variance was EV minus AC. In schedule variance, you have the planned value. And again, variance will always have a minus sign. Okay. So the earned value minus the planned value. Let's take an example. In a 10-day assignment, 50% of the work was completed in 5 days. Okay, 0, 5 days, and then you've got 10 days. I'm using very simple examples. You can just relate to that. Budget at completion of $1,000. Okay, so the earned value in 5 days is $500 minus planned value. So what had you planned to complete? So it says 50% of the work completed. So that you have planned that. That's again 500. It's gonna be 0. So there's no variations and you're on track. You don't have to worry about anything. So the planned value, okay, 5 days work will give you the details of like 50%, 5 into $1,000 divided by 100. So that goes away, you get 500 values. So 50% work is the planned value which you had done over here. So SV is equal to EV minus PV. As I told you, if it's 0, it's no variance, you're on this one track. So it's negative, you're behind the schedule. If it is positive, you're ahead of the schedule. Similarly, you have got SPI. So SPI is EV by PV. Here you get divide by sign. In index, you get divide by sign. In variance, so SV is equal to EV minus PV. So EV is always first. In schedule variance, you get the PV. So in variance, you have the minus sign. In index, you have the divide sign. Similarly, another problem we have, same problem over here. So it's going to be 500 by 500. So it's going to be 1. You're on track. Next, as I told you, remember these things. SPI 1 is on schedule, SPI less than 1 behind schedule, SPI greater than 1 ahead of schedule. This is very important for your PMP examination. Remember this. They might put a question in twisted manner and ask you, talk about these terms to you. Okay, how do you memorize this? It's very simple. Just arrange this sequence in alphabetical order. So you put CV first, cost first, schedule, variance. First the variances come, and then arrange it alphabetically, and then the indexes. CS, right? Earned value is always first. EV. In variance, it's always a minus first. In CPI, it's always division sign. Okay, and then in cost variance, you've got actual cost. In schedule variance, you always have PV. So remember that in cost variance, cost will be there. In schedule, always planned value will be there. So that's where how is it going to remember that. So CV is equal to EV minus AC, SV is equal to EV minus PV, CV is equal to EV by AC, SP is equal to EV by PV. That's it. So you can remember them. You should be able to answer many questions based on remembering this formulae. Okay, work remaining, very important. So work remaining is budget at completion minus earned value. Let's say for example, take this, you finish say 30% work, okay, and it cost you say $300. And now let's say you had $1,000 project. Okay, so BAC is equal to, so work remaining is, so how much work is remaining? 70% is remaining. So this is nothing but budget at completion minus the earned value. What is the earned value in 30%? It's like 300. So budget at completion, work remaining is for 1000 minus 300, which is equal to $700. Okay, so work remaining in terms of dollars is calculated in terms of BAC minus EV. This is also called as unearned budget. Okay, this is also called unearned budget, sometimes also called as estimate to complete also. Okay, unearned budget is nothing but the work that is remaining. So work remaining is also called as unearned budget. It's the same formula. It's also called as estimate to complete, BAC minus EV. Okay, next, fund remaining. Fund remaining is how much money is left with you. So in work remaining, you had the earned value, BAC minus EV in work remaining. In fund remaining, you have the BAC minus E, that's the actual cost. In fund remaining, always cost comes. In work remaining, always EV comes. Remember these basic fundamentals. You can remember many formulas for the EAC, estimate at completion. Okay, so earned value comes for the work remaining, and actual cost comes for the fund remaining. Estimate at completion, very important formula. Estimate at completion is budget at completion divided by CPI, that is cost performance index. Cost performance index is what? EV by AC. Okay, given a condition wherein CPI doesn't change. So you're going to forecast a new budget. So you did a project at the rate of say 80%, and now you're saying, okay, my CPI not changed, I can still do it at this speed provided I get some more money. So at this same speed, this is my EAC. So budget completion so much, CPI is so much, you divide that and then you get the value. Very important, remember that CPI doesn't change. If the question says what is the EAC, given that CPI doesn't change, use this formula. Next, another way, if your project has been totally messed up, your CPI or your CV or your SPI, if your CV is less than 0.7 or SV is less than 0.7, it's like you're like 70% going there to less than 70%, the project is going to fail. So at that time, use this estimated completion plus bottom-up estimate. Okay, this is like new estimates coming in. Okay, when question says the original estimate has a problem, you want to re-estimate, use this problem formula of actual cost plus bottom-up estimate. Another value is estimate at completion is actual cost that you have given plus this is nothing but fund remaining. Sorry, work remaining. I'm extremely sorry. That's called as work remaining. Work remaining. Okay, so estimated completion presuming cost variance will not occur again is EAC is equal to EAC plus work remaining, that's BAC minus EV. Okay, fine. Next, estimated completion presuming C will not occur again in terms of SPI and CPI. If question says find in terms of SPI in terms of SPI and CPI, please use this formula, that's actual cost plus work remaining divided by CPI into SPI. It will look something like this. AAC is equal to AC plus, I've also mentioned about this in the dump sheet video. You can go and watch that video. CPI, it's uploaded on the YouTube. It's gonna look like this. Okay, remember in estimate at completion always there will be a plus sign. Okay, actual cost plus something, actual cost plus something, actual cost plus something, remember that. Then estimate to complete, nothing but estimate at completion minus actual cost. So how do we come up with this formula? It comes from estimate at completion is nothing but estimate to complete plus where are the actual cost today, wherever you are today. Okay, how much money you spend today plus the new budget, new money that you're going to get, new money, right? Money you get, right? So if you rearrange that, then you get estimate to complete is equal to estimate at completion minus actual cost. Okay, good. So estimate to complete is again, as I told you, the unknown budget or the work remaining, budgeted completion minus the earned value. Variance at completion, when both EAC is given and BAC is given, is budget at completion minus estimate at completion, given that both have to be given to you. This is variance at completion. Okay, EAC is the forecast or the new area estimate forecast. Okay, or the new estimates. BAC is the actual initial budget. So memory tip, how do you remember this formula? So you can again write them alphabetically. EAC, ETC, BAC. So BAC EA by CPI. First formula, EAC is equal to estimate to complete is EAC minus AC. Variance at completion, EAC minus EAC. So you see this, just trying to get some pattern over here. But if you go back and see this formula, it's pretty simple, very easy. Okay, so estimated completion in terms of CPI, if they ask, it's very simple, BAC by CPI. Estimate to complete is estimated completion minus the actual cost. So variance at completion is the budgeted completion minus the EAC. Okay. To complete performance index, again it's the work remaining by fund remaining. Okay. So fund remaining in terms of BAC, you divide by BAC. If the fund remaining in terms of new estimates, divide by EAC. That's how you have to do. Okay. So this is the division sign. That's it. So remember this is a bit reverse. Okay, if TCPI is 1, you're on track. If TCPI is less than 1, then you are good. Means the rate at which you're going, you don't have to put more money. So you got less than 1, that's good. If TCPI is greater than 1, then it's bad for the project. You need to do something about it. Okay, let me come to the 3-point estimation. Some more abbreviations. O stands for optimistic estimate, M stands for most likely, P stands for pessimistic estimate. So 3-point estimate is also called as triangular estimate. It's optimistic plus most likely by pessimistic whole divided by 3. It's like O plus M plus P whole divided by 3. Okay, you get 3 estimates from your team and then you do this formula and get the mean. That's the 3-point formula of the triangular distribution. In triangular, you've got the beta distribution or the PERT. It's called weighted mean, in which the mean value has got more weightage of 4. So weighted mean is nothing but optimistic plus 4 times most likely plus pessimistic whole divided by 6. So weightage is given to the mean. So that's why it's called weighted mean. Another thing, standard deviation is the pessimistic value minus the optimistic value whole divided by 6. Standard deviation always helps you in giving the range. SD is the standard deviation. Now variance is nothing but standard deviation. Variance for the estimation, variance is also nothing but standard deviation square. Remember this. You'll get some problems, you can answer those problems with this. Okay, very important for a PM. The lesser the number of communication channels, the more easier for this forum to handle. So number of communication channels is always is equal to n into n minus 1 whole divided by 2. Okay, n into desktop. Sigma values, please remember the sigma values, write it down in your dump sheet already, is going to help you. 1 sigma is 68.27, 2 sigma is 95.45, 3 sigma is 99.73, 6 sigma is 99.9. So that's it. If you have any feedback or comments, do let me know. If you like the video, do subscribe to my channel. Let me know what other videos you would like to watch. This is my email ID. You can mail me also. It's like arham, arham, arham dot mentor, mentor at gmail.com. Thank you for watching the video. All the best for a project management examination and happy managing the project. Bye bye.